about. See the style and the fashion at the Promenade. The Promenade you'll find when you look around. You're one of a kind. Stepping out at the Promenade. Stepping out at the Promenade. baby brown chicken, sweet Georgia queen. She's just some so just turned 17. Oh, I'm in town, my baby brown chicken, sweet Georgia queen. First, and all the rest. First, brings up first, down all the rest. Go way down the Windsor, sing just what I mean. I'm running down my baby brown, sweet Georgia queen. Come on, baby.
Professor Piano, Scott Disney. These are the Johnson Sisters, Eileen and Marion. Yeah. We're the Canadians. Thanks for listening. down and I said, you know what I knows that I never can forget you. I'm on the party, baby, ever since the day I met you. I got you where I want you, I'm never gonna let you get away from me. You know what I tell you, for you, so you better stop to face it. If you ever lose my love, you know you never can replace it. The baby's not easy, it's not to get a piece of love, because I'm carried in the Georgia Beat, it's harder than another. It's time for you and me to do a little turtle up and hope you hold me tight. Do what I tell you,
darling, baby, when will you be mine?
Thanks, good night.
Bye.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Rick Heward, and I'm the manager of the Promenade. My function this morning is to welcome you all to our elegant new shopping center and to thank you for getting up so early on this midsummer morning. It is also my pleasant duty to introduce you to our distinguished guests on the platform. I will ask them to stand as they are named. Please withhold your applause until the introductions have been completed. Starting on my left-hand side, moving along, is Mr. Jack Rose, President of the Glen Group, co-owners of the Promenade. Mr. Frederick Eaton, Chairman, President, and Chief Executive Officer of the Eaton Company. Mr. Jim Bullock, President of Cadillac Fairview Shopping Centers. Her Worship Rhonda Jackson, Mayor of the Town of Vaughan. And Dr. Ralph Halbert, Chairman of the Glen Group. Mr. Joseph Reddington, President of Sears Canada. And lastly, Dr. David Barr of the Royal Ontario Museum. Thank you very much. I would now like to call on Mr. Jim Bullock to say a few words.
Thank you very much, Rick. Your Worship, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure for me to be here this morning and to add the welcome on behalf of Cadillac Fairview to the Promenade on this midsummer, fine, sunny summer morning. The official opening of a project such as this is always an exciting moment, especially for those of us who have been involved in the planning from the beginning. The Promenade is no exception. Construction, leasing, and from time to time, fretting that things don't happen quite as they should, all add up to today a great day for our organization and the retailers involved in this center. As many of you know, there were some difficult negotiations in recent months between our contractors and the building trades, and it's a tribute to both sides that once these issues were settled, they pulled together and we were able to meet our opening schedule on time with a very finished center. We thank them all for their assistance and cooperation. I'd also like to add on behalf of Cadillac Fairview that we feel indeed fortunate to have the Glen Group as our partners. Ralph Halbert and Jack Rose, who are with me here today on the podium, showed a remarkable amount of foresight almost 20 years ago when they bought this land and held it over the years, waiting eagerly as we have for the opening of the Promenade with us this morning. In building centers like this, we've recognized that the demands of shoppers have changed. They're more sophisticated than ever before. They want better quality, larger selections, and more value for the dollar. Most important for us as developers is the reality that these shoppers want an attractive environment and an atmosphere in which they can not only spend their hard-earned dollars, but be in a pleasant and relaxing surroundings. As a result, we spend a great deal of time and effort and money on creating what I hope you will agree with me this morning, our beautiful surroundings here at the Promenade. I'd like to just take a few moments to discuss the economic impact of the Promenade on the town of Vaughan. Firstly, let me talk about jobs. During the construction period, some 700 jobs were created, and we estimate that there will be 1,400 full and part-time jobs now that the center is open for business. Mayor Jackson, I believe we've this morning become the largest taxpayer in the town of Vaughan, and we expect to contribute something over $2 million to your coffers this first year of business and for many years to come. I want to compliment you and your staff in the town of Vaughan for the outstanding cooperation we received in getting this project underway, keeping it on schedule, and meeting the opening date here this morning. It's been an excellent relationship and one which we treasure and will look forward to for many years to come. Finally, I'd like to congratulate some people who, without their participation, a center such as this wouldn't be possible. Our retailers. There are 209 stores here in the Promenade, led by Eaton, Sears, and Bretton's. They've really worked hard in creating outstanding shopping environments in each and every one of them. It's rare in these times to have a center such as this open fully leased. I'm delighted to say the Promenade is fully leased. There are something between 9 and 11 stores, because there's been people working all night, that won't be open this morning, but all 209 stores will be open within the next 10 days. And I think it is a remarkable achievement that with the labor problems I referenced earlier, we have almost 200 stores open for business this morning. We look forward to a long and successful relationship with the town of Vaughan and the surrounding communities. I welcome you once again to the Promenade this morning. Please enjoy the Promenade. It's for your use. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bullock. The Glen Group is the co-owner of the Promenade, and I am pleased to ask Mr. Jack Rose, President, to speak on behalf of that company.
Madam Mayor, distinguished guests in the dais, ladies and gentlemen, the dream began for the Glen Group just about 15 years ago, when everything north of Steeles Avenue was barren and farmland, with the exception of the first older community in Thornhill. And that's the first time we put pen to paper and began to conceive of what the community that's become known as Thornhill Vaughan would look like. 15 years is a long time to reach today, and there were a lot of struggles over the period of time. I vividly remember just about 12 years ago when it was then Councillor Jackson, who was one of those we were dealing with on the council of the town. Councillor Jackson and Councillor Cameron were the only surviving members on the present council of that period, and we had to do a lot of learning from each other as to how to pull this all together. And then from Councillor Jackson to Regional Councillor Jackson to Mayor Jackson, and leading that council to work with us, to listen to us. We've built up a degree of trust that is very happy kind of element for me, and I'm delighted that when we're opening today, it can be Mayor Jackson that will be able to cut the ribbon. It's quite remarkable that in a period of 1 year, this whole building and whole complex was created. That's a tribute to our partners, Cadillac Fairview. Our job was to get the zoning done and to get the underground services installed, and then they took over. And I look around, and it's not just Jim Bullock. He runs the show, but I see faces that I can see out there. I see David Handley, and I see Don Byback, and I see Bruce Bino, and I don't see Mike Dool, but I'm sure he's out there somewhere. Those are the forces that delivered this center to you, delivered it to you in its beautiful form, and I can't begin to tell you how proud I am of my partners and how grateful I am that they've produced this wonderful building. The rest of my comments really go to you, because you are the people of this community who are going to enjoy this center. And while we call it a regional center in scope because of draws from all over the entire region, I know it will also be a community place and a community center for the people of your community. It's here for you to use, and never mind what John Sewell said in his articles last week, there's no place to go on Friday or Saturday night in the town of Vaughan. There is now, and I look forward to you being here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Rose. Mr. G. Joseph Reddington is president of Sears Canada, whose new department store is one of the angles of the Promenade. Mr. Reddington.
Your Worship, distinguished guests, fellow retailers, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Sears Canada, Inc., I congratulate you on the splendid Promenade Center. It is truly magnificent and will be a credit to Thornhill, Ontario. My fellow employees at Sears join me in congratulating the Cadillac Fairview organization for their excellent planning and commendable results. We also wish to acknowledge our department store co-anchor Eaton's and look forward to a continuation of our long and happy competitive fellowship here at the Promenade Center. And to all the other retailers and businesses, we want to express our genuine pleasure for the opportunity to work with you in making this a center we can all be proud of, and most importantly, a center that the residents of Thornhill and the surrounding communities visit often and feel good about. I would also like to direct a remark to the large group of Sears customers who have been with us at the Hillcrest Shopping Center for the past 12 years. Thank you for the business. We are proud to be able to serve you even better with this larger, more modern facility, and look forward to continuing our valued relationship. Sears has had a strong catalog history in this area as well as our retail experience, and a self-serve catalog desk will be an integral feature of our new store. With the Promenade, we are fulfilling our plans to better serve this community. We are proud to be part of this growth. Thank you.
Our other major department store is Eaton's. I'm pleased to ask Mr. Frederick Eaton to speak. Mr. Eaton.
Thank you very much. I'd just like to say how proud we are to be the co-anchor in this wonderful, beautiful center. It really is magnificent. I want to welcome all of you to come down and see our newest store. It's the first store we opened this year, and it's the latest and the best we can provide. And I want to wish good luck to everybody else who's in the center and say thank you on our behalf to Cadillac and the Gren Group for providing us with such a great center. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Eaton. It is now my pleasure to ask Her Worship Mayor Jackson to speak. Mayor Jackson.
morning, everyone. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It certainly is a great pleasure for me to be here this morning for the opening of our first major mall in the town of Vaughan. This is something we've been waiting for a long time. As Jack Rose mentioned, 12 years ago, I first heard about it, and for a woman who loves to shop, it's been a long wait. But I'm pleased that it's here now, and like you, I'm sure I'm going to make a lot of use of it. Last night, I had the pleasure of walking through the mall, as you will this morning. You will find a wonderful collection of stores that you would expect to find only in downtown Toronto. And now we have them here, and I am extremely pleased. As Jack Rose said, it has been a long time in coming. 12 years ago, we began planning the Thornhill area, and at that time it was just farm fields. It wasn't that long ago. I think that because of the cooperation that we received from the developers, Mr. Rose headed up a developers group which assisted in the planning of this area. He asked us to trust him. We trusted him, and I think the results show. We are building a community here that is not only growing rapidly, but it is growing well. The quality of the homes, I think, is reflected in the quality of this development here. If it was not for the quality of the homes, for the type of residents that we have been able to attract, the young, upwardly mobile, professional people, we would not have a mall of this caliber. So we have all worked together to create what we are very pleased to open this morning. The benefits to the town of Vaughan of this mall go well beyond the taxes that we will receive every year. We have now a wonderful opportunity for our young people for part-time work, and for all of the other people who will be employed here. I am sure that it's going to be a wonderful new benefit for our community. I want to welcome and extend best wishes to the merchants. I know that because the town is growing so rapidly, your business will grow rapidly as well. So welcome and best wishes to all of the merchants, and thank you to Cadillac Fairview Corporation and the Glen Group for bringing this wonderful facility into our municipality. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Mayor Jackson. I would now like to call on Jim Bullock back to the microphone to make a presentation on behalf of the Promenade to the Royal Ontario Museum, represented today by Dr. David Barr. Would you both please come to the podium?
I'm sure many of you are wondering what the Royal Ontario Museum had to do with the opening of something like the Promenade. It's traditional with a center such as this to have a reception the night before opening for all of the people who've worked putting the center together, the tradespeople, the retailers, their staffs, and everyone else associated with the development. And we did so last evening here at the Promenade. We also did something else for the first time. We asked those people in attendance to join with us and on behalf of the Promenade make a significant donation to the Royal Ontario Museum Galleries campaign. And Dr. David Barr, I'm delighted, has been able to join us this morning, and if I can get it out from under the podium. It's my great pleasure to present to the Royal Ontario Museum, on behalf of the Promenade, a check in the amount of $50,000 towards the Galleries campaign.
Thank you, gentlemen. May I ask you to stay at the front of the platform, and with the other platform guests, please join them. Now for the big moment, the ribbon cutting ceremony. Your Worship, would you please make the official pronouncement?
I now declare the Promenade officially open.
ส่งไปนะกล่องรับ
Wait a minute, where's my agent?
I did them for the opening party last night. I didn't ask how much it was.